Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into Chapter 5, Staffing. Now, if you're prepping for your board exams, you already know this topic is massive. But honestly, don't worry. As we go through this material together, we're going to break the whole thing down so it makes perfect logical sense. Let's get right into it.
There's this fantastic quote right near the start of your textbook. Mind your men, men will mind everything for you. You see, without staff, an organization could have all the money and machinery in the world, but it's really just a mere skeleton. Those inanimate machines, they only increase production when they're actually operated by satisfied, efficient people. Human capital is the true engine of literally any business enterprise.
All right, here is our agenda for today. 1. Concept and importance. 2. Staffing as HRM. 3. The recruitment process. 4. The selection process. 5. Training versus development. And 6. Exam memory tips.
Starting off with Section 1. Concept and importance, the limbs of the business.
This is a brilliant analogy to lock in your memory for the exam. If planning is the brain of a business, making the intellectual decisions and setting all the big goals, then staffing acts as the limbs. They are the literal arms and legs of the enterprise. Without those limbs, the brain's decisions can't ever actually be executed. You simply cannot get the work done without the staff. So why is this absolutely crucial? Well, a contented staff is the driving force of an organization. Getting staffing right infuses dynamic activity, creates genuine job satisfaction, and maintains harmony in workplace relations. And ultimately, all of that boosts the prestige of the entire company. The biggest takeaway here? Spending money on staffing is absolutely not an expense. It's a capital investment.
Moving right along to Section 2, Staffing as HRM, the modern approach.
It's kind of fascinating how this has evolved. Back in the day, the human element wasn't given a whole lot of thought. But today, human resource management, or HRM, recognizes that employees aren't just cogs in a machine. They are living factors with intelligence, feelings, and self-respect. So HRM is split into two main parts: manpower planning, which is getting the right people in place, and compensation and development, which is giving them the environment and the benefits they need to actually thrive.
Which brings us to Section 3, the recruitment process. Finding the right people. When it comes to finding these people, you've basically got two routes. Internal sources mean looking inside your own company, promoting or transferring your existing employees. This is fantastic for boosting team morale. External sources, on the other hand, mean bringing in completely fresh candidates from the outside, which is vital when a business is expanding or desperately needs specialized skills that they don't currently have. Let's look at the specifics. Internally, we're talking about promotions, transfers, recalling previously retrenched employees, or maybe tapping into a waiting list. Externally, it goes way beyond just classic job ads and campus placements. Companies might actually go through trade unions, use outside contractors who supply labor, or even use recruitment at the gate. I know, that sounds like a scene from a black and white movie, but it's actually still a very common practice today for hiring daily wage workers.
Okay, Section 4, the selection process. Choosing the best.
So recruitment builds up a big pool of applicants, right? But selection is how you filter that pool down to the single best person. Imagine stepping into the applicant's shoes for a second. It starts with a welcoming primary meeting to check your basic eligibility. Then they screen your application. Next up is Step 3, the gauntlet of necessary tests. IQ tests check your common sense. Aptitude tests check your actual interest in the field. Trade tests verify your hard skills. And psychological tests reveal your character. Pass all of those, and you face the expert committee in a personal interview. If you survive the interview, Step 5 is checking your past references. Next comes preliminary selection, which basically means you made the shortlist. Step 7 ensures you're physically fit with a medical exam. Step 8 is the moment every applicant is waiting for, that glorious appointment letter detailing your new role. And finally, induction. This is where you're officially welcomed into the organization's ecosystem, introduced to your new team, and handed your actual daily duties.
All right, Section 5, training versus development, nurturing talent. Once an employee is actually in the building, they need ongoing experience to function at their best. First up is training. The absolute key word you need to remember here for your exam is present. Training is the process of imparting theoretical and practical knowledge, specifically so an employee can master their current present work. It's usually given at the bottom and middle levels of the organization to help them do exactly what they were hired to do, just far more efficiently.
Development, on the other hand, is a whole different ballgame. It's really all about the future. Development is imparting theoretical and practical knowledge specifically to top-level officers and departmental heads. The goal isn't just doing a present job better. It's about expanding mental capacity, learning to make complex strategic decisions, solving future challenges, and driving overall organizational growth.
Contrasting these two is incredibly high yield for your exams, so definitely pay attention here. Under objectives, training is for present job proficiency. Development is for future growth. The center point of training is the specific work itself, while for development, it's the executive's long-term career. Training is generally quick and relatively inexpensive. Development, that's a long-term, expensive investment reserved strictly for top-tier managers.
And finally, Section 6, Exam Memory Tips, Acing Chapter 5. Think of this as your ultimate Chapter 5 cheat sheet. Let's do a rapid-fire recap. If you see brain, think planning. If you see limbs, think staffing. The cost? It's a capital investment. Recruitment equals finding the pool, whereas selection equals choosing the one. Training is for the present job, and development is for the future career.
Okay, quick pop quiz time to see if you were paying attention earlier. We just talked about this, so shout it out if you know it. Does staffing represent an organizational expense, or is it a capital investment?
If you said capital investment, you hit the nail right on the head. Because people have intelligence, specialized skills, and feelings, the money spent on recruiting, selecting, and training them brings massive long-term returns to the business. They are invaluable assets, not just a line item on a budget. To wrap up, remember our opening hook. Without staff, a business is nothing but a mere skeleton. The dynamic lifeblood of any organization is its people. But here's a thought to leave you with. As automation and AI take over more of the limbs of the business world, how do you think the definition of staffing will change over the next 10 years? Keep that in mind as you review these concepts. Good luck studying.